Well, hello, and welcome to a brand new episode on a brand new channel. This is Wolf's Joint. Hello there. And this is my first video on YouTube ever. Go figure. So, I'm going to be a little bit unlike the other YouTubers you may watch. I'm not going to be one of those guys who goes, please hit my subscribe button, it'll really help me out. Or please hit the like button at the end of every video. I find that really annoying. So, if you do enjoy the videos, this is the only time I'll say it. I hope. Go ahead and press the like button or hit subscribe, and now that that's out of the way, we can move on. So, as I was saying, this is Wolf's Joy. I am playing the Direwolf20 pack on the CreeperCraft server. Just a little bit of a shout out here to the guys over on the Primus server, Chillin, Blizzard Penguin, and Fuego. Those guys really inspired me to kind of do this. I've been thinking about it for a while, but hadn't really gotten around to it yet. So yeah, a link to their channels and videos are in my description, just as a way to say thank you for the hours of enjoyable videos they've put out. So, here in the CreeperCraft server, I'm working with one other guy by the name of Stealth Shark, or Stealthy Shark. We are going to be building a base together here. So to kind of get started, I figured out I would work through our power source. And we are going to make use of big reactors for that. Go ahead and change my view here. And I've already laid out a 5x5 cobblestone room. I mean, we obviously haven't built a base yet. We're just kind of hanging out on the surface. That's a pretty nice tree. So yeah, but this is going to hopefully be one of the central rooms in the base when we get around to constructing it. And it's a 5x5 block, and I'm going to put the reactor square in the middle. So if you guys haven't worked with big reactors before, what we will do is kind of walk you through all of the crafting recipes, how to put together a really basic one, and go from there. Oh, just one other thing. Guess this is kind of out of place in the grand scheme of things. Every person needs something to make their videos or their channel stand out and make it a little bit different. Some people like to yell for about 10 minutes while they're playing. Well, I am simply going to make Minecraft the most beautiful experience I can, so there's something that you will actually enjoy watching. I am running the GSLS shaders mod, as well as Unforgettable Sonic Ethers shaders pack, and also am running the 128 by 128 chroma pack resource pack, or the I think it's chroma color or something like that. But yeah, I am trying to make a very pretty experience. Sometimes the vanilla Minecraft can get a little hard to look at sometimes, so this makes it a little bit different. I do like the clouds up there. So let's get started. So the first thing we are going to need are reactor casings. And you make those out of iron, graphite, and yellorium. Graphite is made by cooking coal in a furnace, usually with coal. I guess you can use charcoal, graphite dust, coal, and it'll come out to graphite bars. So let's go ahead and grab everything out of here. Hopefully NEI works for me, that way I don't have to remember patterns. Well, this will work. So we're going to need 9 of these, and I know I've got 16 all the way down there, so I'm just going to make one because I know I'm going to need some more. And we are going to begin by creating a 3x3 block. Please forgive the error message, we have some bucket plugins running, and I haven't been on the server long enough to claim this entire area yet. So we start off with a 3x3 layer of reactor casing. Okay, the next thing we're going to need is a power tap. Guess it would help if I spelled it right. And this takes 4 reactor casings and 4 redstone. So we already have the reactor casings in there. Or do we? We do not. So 4 reactor casings and 4 redstone. Now, we're just going to kind of put these off to the middle. The power tap is where you're going to use your universal power cable, or anything that accepts RF. The big reactors do generate power in redstone flux, which is kind of handy. I'm not sure if you guys are up on modded Minecraft currently, but BuildCraft also just transferred to redstone flux from, I believe, the Minecraft Jewel. So all the mods in the Direwolf20 pack are starting to work together a little better here. After we've created the power tap, we're going to need an access port. And it's going to take a piston, 4 reactor casings, and a chest. And yes, I did create almost everything I was going to need before I started the video, just for sake of purpose. If you can run over here for a moment, I've already got a pretty finished Tinker's Construct setup done. I figured you guys didn't want to watch me walk around and punch trees for a couple hours. So I've actually been live streaming, doing the mundane sorts of things people don't like to watch. So if you do ever kind of watch me play with the shaders mod and the texture pack, I stream almost every day. Just get on twitch.tv and search for Wolf's Joint, and I'm sure you'll be able to find me there. I'm probably going to go ahead and put a link in the description as well. So yeah, we have our power tap, our reactor access port. Now we need a Yellorium fuel rod. This is actually probably my favorite part. You're not going to be able to see it in this reactor, unfortunately, but if you were to make a 5x5 one, for instance, you would be able to see the fuel rod be lowered into and out of the reactor. It's a pretty cool animation. So this is pretty simple. It's just 6 iron, 2 graphite, and Yellorium. Now, the Yellorium spawns in the world just like any other ore generator. Any other mod generates its ores. It shows up pretty much at all levels. All you need to do is grab it and smelt it in a furnace. You can put it through a quartz grindstone. Mine's actually packed up right now because I moved farther away from spawn. So, yeah. Oh, I think we're being watched. There's probably a couple of the other guys on the server. I don't think he sees the creeper right behind him. No, look out! Oh, it's a gravestone. I'll have to check up and see if that says anything here in a minute. So, that is Noob King, is one of the other gentlemen on the server, Conde. Also, maybe on another one I'll have them on a Skype chat for the video here, but for now I figured it'd just be good to do a short one and kind of go from there. Just checking the video time here, looks like we're doing alright. So the next thing we are going to need is a reactor controller. This is the most expensive part of the reactor. Surprisingly enough, it does take 1 diamond now. In the Direwolf20 pack, if you guys haven't played it much yet, you need to... or rather the ore generation levels are a little different. So what you may be used to, for instance, diamonds, you really want to mine around level 6, or if you're having trouble finding iron, it's because it all generates on level 30. I've been hammer mining for about an hour now to gather all of this. And you'll have to forgive me, I am ill prepared. I'm actually out of iron. I know I have some here somewhere. Give me just a second. Perfect. So, I don't know about you guys, but I love how this texture pack looks. Not only that, getting to watch some of these things smelt is also quite enjoyable. I like the furnace myself, and if you don't do your math right in this, you always run the chance of getting things you can't use. I had like half a block of gold ore just sitting there in liquid form that I couldn't use, and it was very unfortunate. Okay, so we still need some reactor casings, and we're probably going to need quite a bit of that. Let's just get this first part here, and I can grab the rest later. Okay, so 4 reactor casings, and now we can make this. So yeah, really all you need to make your first reactor is yellorium, a diamond, some redstone, and a fair bit of iron. There's not much more to it, which is nice. Alright, so we've got that. So your first layer is going to be a 3x3 square of reactor casing. Your second layer is going to be a reactor access port on one of the middle sides, at least for a reactor this level. In the middle, you're going to want a yellorium fuel rod. Now, if you do have a bigger reactor, there are placement options, but for something like this, it does need to be in the middle of the cube. A reactor power tap, and this is where your universal cable is going to draw power away to your ME system or, you know, what have you. And then your reactor controller, and this is where you're going to turn the reactor on and off. So after you've done that, you want to go ahead and fill all of the other open blocks in level 2 with reactor casings, which means I'm going to need more iron. Hopefully I have enough. I may not, in which case I will probably pause the video. Yeah, I'm going to need a few more, but let's go ahead and get started on the rest of this here. At least I can get the second level completed. You'll have to forgive me if you hear any loud crashes coming from the background. I do have cats. Also, again, just to kind of throw one of these intro video things in here, I'm actually working with a pretty cheap microphone, so if it sounds real bad, just leave me a comment. I really didn't want to invest in quite an expensive microphone right off the bat. I figured I'd post videos for a couple months, see how it goes, and then start investing in things. So the last thing we're going to need for the actor is a control rod. Now, if you're running a if you're running a reactor with more than one control rods, or rather the yellorium rods, you're going to need one of these for each of them. And I see I still need reactor casing. Well, tell you what, let me go ahead and pause the video and I'll be right back. Alright, and I am back. Sorry about that. I had a bunch of iron ore that I had to go smelt. So I think that's all we need. Actually, we're going to need 4 more. Because we need 4 for the control rod as well, which I believe is that redstone? You know, I'm just going to steal you from here for now. I will put it back. This is for our second video. I do try and prepare at least a tiny bit. Oh shit! What is that? Well, okay. That was terrible. Off he goes to save the day. So, well, let's go ahead and hop on top here. So, like I was saying a moment ago, your control rod you're going to want to put on top of your fuel rod. And then the other 8 open blocks, you will want to use reactor casings. There we go. And that's it. We're done. I don't know if you can see. Let me get rid of this. But they're the multi-block structure finished, and you have these cool kind of little bolts, I think they are, and yeah, everything's working right. So if we take a look here, this is your basic interface, and there's quite a bit of information here, so I'll just go over it quickly. Let me get rid of that. So this is your fuel status. It will show how much yellorium you have left versus how much, I think it's, I don't know, it's the blue ingot. We'll find the name here in a moment. As well as a casing heat, core heat, and a energy buffer. And this holds like 10 million RFs. You're probably not going to need anything else for quite a while. Good thing to know, at least at this version in big reactors, the reactors won't explode if they overheat, which is nice. So there are two options here. You have auto eject waste and don't auto eject waste. You should probably just set it to auto eject. You can find the waste, it will pop up here, and this is where the Eulorium goes in, so let's go ahead and put that in there. That's the access port. And this is where you would draw a cable out of. Come straight out of there. If I had some on me, I would go ahead and demonstrate that, but I'll have to do that next video. And to turn the reactor on, all you do is click Activate Reactor, and you can see the the reactor is now running. It's consuming 0.28 millibuckets per tick of the Eulorium, which is not bad considering we just put a whole stack in there. It's generating 529 RF per tick, which is pretty great, and the temperature is quite low too, which will probably be important later. So yeah, look at that pop up. So that's all I really had planned for this episode, just kind of a little intro to the series. If you guys hate the shaders, let me know. If you don't like the texture pack, I mean, some things don't really match, but I was hoping the shaders would kind of make everything blend in. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'm totally open to criticism here. I haven't done this before, so I'm kind of excited to see what y'all think. One last shout out to the Primus crew. Thanks once again for kind of kicking me in the right direction here and finally doing this. Thanks to Stealthy Shark as well for being my YouTube partner here on the CreeperCraft server. And yeah, guess I will see y'all next time.